Keeping up with the nerds, issue 101. Nick introing. He's answering a question. Welcome to the chair, Nick. How you doing?
Hey.
All right, I got a question for you. If you had to live without one thing for the rest of your life, which one would you choose to disappear? Batman or Star Wars?
You're a monster.
The people want to know, Nick.
I love me some Batman. Right? I don't think I can go without Star Wars.
You bitch!
Star Wars is like, I don't know, man. Like, I love Batman. I really do. But I feel like everybody's a Batman fan too. Where, I don't know, man. Oh, why would you do this to me? It's like picking
Choose one!
It's like picking my two children.
That sucks!
Which one do I kill? Can I kill myself? Is that an option? Is that an option?
We have to start the show soon. Choose one.
All right, fine. I'll choose, what was it? I'll choose Batman to go away.
No, say it with pride.
I don't want it. You can't make me. I'm not proud of my decision here.
All right, Nick, get in the studio. We're recording.
It's like hitting it. It's not fun. No one cares. Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California, at Undercity Comics. Keeping Up with the Nerds presents issue 101. This is Nick Valero.
And it's Bryan.
Rene.
And welcome to the show.
We did it, boys.
Yay.
We did it.
We're past 100 and we're still here together. Nothing's happened
I'm
yet.
quitting. That's it.
Honestly, if he leaves, we'll just probably that'll dissolve within like 5 issues. We'll dissolve.
Wow. Okay. 5 issues.
Yeah.
5 issues?
You know what? I'm really giving it a stretch at
Not
that point
even
too.
not even giving it the full 10? My God.
No, 105, it's over.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Here's a question for you guys, and this is for the listeners, all right? So we're trying a new format. We've got a new intro.
Yeah.
Right? We've got a new title card intro. Yes. We have a new way of doing intros. Yeah. Right? And now we're not shooting at 24. We're shooting at 30 FPS for YouTube.
Wow. Right?
Yeah. So it means like, are we like in 4K?
No, we're still at 1080p. We can't afford 4K.
I'm just
saying. Budget. I mean, maybe in the next year, right?
Next
year 3, we have a Patreon if we have enough listeners.
That way you can really get the wrinkles.
We all look like dissolved sponges, all like wrinkled up and gross.
It's that moment when we realize we might need makeup. we might start needing makeup.
I got a question, okay? Because I think people are going to ask why we're not covering it. Did anyone here see Jurassic Park or Jurassic World Dominion?
Did not care.
That's out already. Wow.
Yeah, that's out.
I did not care.
So funny enough, Our Real Addiction is going to be the one covering it.
Yeah,
not us.
Our Real Addiction. This is
they'll sacrifice their time.
See, this is the benefit of having a second podcast where they focus on movies, and then we can just go. I don't feel like doing it.
No, it's fine. We need a break.
We did it for Morbius. I'm not doing it for this.
Oh God, dude.
Are we covering Lightyear?
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah. Why not?
Then that comes out next week.
Dude, I'll fight for it. I don't care.
Or does it come out next week?
I'll beat somebody.
You and Adam in a mud pit.
Do you think I can't take Adam? I'll show him my jutsu.
You just start doing this with your hands,
yeah, I'm
all
gonna
crazy.
I'm gonna be like, and then I'll grab him and I'll drown him.
Just put his face into the mud.
Drown no jutsu. Just seeing his arms.
We love them. Check them out. Our Real Addiction, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, Dave will be coming out with a YouTube visual version of the podcast pretty soon.
Like a visual aid?
Like what we're doing here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm helping them do it because they've been wanting to.
Getting them up to speed.
Oh,
now.
yeah, no, trust me. I'm going like super into it, going like, you know what? This is what we need. This is what you guys need to do.
Yeah,
this
Brian's
and that.
going, Adam's like, can I do it this? And Brian's like, nay!
What did you say? Why are you speaking out of line? No, I'm just kidding. No, great. Check them out. They're coming out with an issue or an episode.
Nick had a funny joke in his head right now. He's gonna say, but he can't say
Please
it.
don't. I know what you might say. Look, we opened the door. Only you.
I'm not gonna say it involved a German accent.
Stop. Go check them out. They're going to be talking about. I'm trying to do the catalog here.
Okay, sorry.
They're going to be. Their episode comes out the day after on Thursdays.
Yeah.
I think closer to about 11. But they will be talking about Jurassic World Dominion. Their thoughts on it. They went to go watch it. Great for them. They're also going to be talking about Netflix Geeked Week, which we'll slightly go over because there were some nerdy stuff on there that we're interested in. So we'll overview it, but they'll be going a little more in depth. All right. Go check us out, keepingupwiththenerds.com. All the up-to-date information, all new podcasts, video announcements. The vlog is temporarily down, or the blog, just because we have not had time to write anything and do all these different things because we've been prepping for year 2.
Yeah, so don't blame us. All right. God,
I feel like one of these days you're just gonna burst through the screen going like, "Hey!"
If it's a capability, yes.
Yeah. You ever see a movie in 4D? You're about to.
Speaking of which, we actually did see.
Oh, I forgot about
you know what?
that.
That's a good little topic to talk about.
A little short
Yeah,
story.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So, I've seen the movie Top Gun Maverick 3 times.
Twice.
You've seen it twice. You guys
Seen
seen
it
it twice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, IMAX for our first one.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched the IMAX, then 4DX.
And then 4DX. That experience, you guys have never seen a movie in 4DX.
My ass has never hurt that much.
I don't get how your ass hurt so much, though.
Dude, I felt like I was sitting on a metal plate the entire time.
Oh,
Yeah, those seats are not comfortable.
They're
They
not.
have to keep you in a position.
No,
And they're not quite friendly either.
No, they're not.
Like, I'm like oozing over, you know, and then not to mention I'm jiggling, you know, like
he turned to me and he's like, I don't like how much this movie makes me jiggle.
yeah.
What did you guys expect?
It was just so funny. Why did you laugh halfway through the movie? He's like, oh, I don't like the way this movie makes me jiggle. And I was like, oh, I'm like, the seats move. What did you think?
So here's the thing, okay? So I've seen Godzilla King of Monsters,
Yeah.
Right.
Godzilla vs. Kong,
Right.
and this is your guys' first movie in 4DX.
Yeah.
You guys have seen the Shrek 4D experience, but I'm like, that's nothing compared to what
I
we're
did
going to go
that,
see
and
here,
then
right?
I did like early on when I was really young was Honey, I Shrunk the Audience.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That was also 4D
I hadn't seen
experience.
that one, yeah.
Yeah.
So this one was a fun one. We all kind of knew that it was going to be fun because
Yeah.
the jets are zooming all over the place. But,
Oh, the Michael Jackson experience, too.
oh, yeah, for that one too.
I never seen
So
that.
people want to know, what were your guys' thoughts on this 4D experience?
It was cool.
It was actually really fun, yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, especially during the actual dog fights.
Uh-huh.
Like that was really cool. I thought that some things were unnecessary, like getting hit with a pole cue.
Oh, that was dumb. I'm sorry, but
Yeah, when it came to those like moments where like the back of your seat would go like this to you, like poke at you, I'm like, that was unnecessary. I didn't really need that.
you know what? It was a good little like scare. It's like, hey, you awake?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it was so funny because halfway through, because when they're flying around and they're going through the grass and everything else, I just thought it was really funny when they started like spraying that mist.
Yeah.
Oh, the
like,
beach scene. Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, why does it smell like lavender in here? And then Rene turned to me and he's just like, that's how the beach smells. Like lavender.
Yeah, like lavender. It was all
And I was
apparently.
like, I'm like, what?
I will say that the 4D,
Yeah, we were having our own. We were having an entirely different experience than you were.
the 4D experience is cool. Like once you've done it once, and I think afterwards you're like, okay, I can see.
Well,
like,
what was the
you know,
movie you did before this one?
Godzilla versus Kong.
Was that your first time doing 4D?
No, it was Godzilla versus
King Kong.
Godzilla and King of Monsters.
The one that tripped me out though, because I was sitting next to Andy, I have no idea how she was sitting like that
What?
during the movie.
Oh, how was she staying in
She
place?
No, she sank halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
This is Brian's fiance.
Because she was, dude, she's tiny.
The thing is like right here. Like I thought she was gonna fall out of her seat.
Dude, she's tiny.
Yeah.
She was like this for like 60% of the movie.
So this is how invested I was. I didn't realize that she was that invested in the movie or that she was about to fall off her seat until the last part of the movie when the other jet is going straight at Maverick and Rooster,
Yeah.
because that was the part where she's just like, oh no, and I was like, oh, she's really into it. No, but it's a fun experience. It's always funny because the 2 times we went, she always ends up laughing more than like going like ah.
I just couldn't imagine the fact that she moved her head closer to where the motorized pistons were. Like her head was literally like right next to the motorized pistons that kept shooting you in the back.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? Like, do you want a concussion?
That's how you break a neck.
Yeah. That's literally, that's not what those are for.
Would you guys do another 4D experience?
Huh?
Would you do another 4D experience?
Yeah, I definitely would.
I think that if I was going to do another 4D experience,
it has to be the right movie.
You know what movie, ironically, I would probably do it for? Mission Impossible. I would probably do it for Mission Impossible.
Maybe.
Depends.
What about
Mission
another
Impossible?
Fast and the Furious movie?
Yes.
A Fast and the Furious movie, yeah.
I think that would just like add on to like, oh, that's cool.
Yay.
That would be the only good thing about that.
They're going
Not
to
the
space.
movie itself.
Time traveling.
No, dude, I don't want them to go to space now.
Because
if they're in space, then how are they going to have the bumps? They're just going to be like...
You're just soaring through the sky.
Well, I did like when the part where Rooster and Maverick are twirling, just like pinballing.
The seats
were going like this. Yeah,
they were like going in circles, right?
Yeah.
I really did see where if you are very like susceptible to motion sickness, that would not.
Did you see the long list of like warnings and stuff?
Yeah, that would
like can't be pregnant, can't have motion sickness.
Handle that, honestly.
No, you can't like apparently can't be under the influence of anything. They're like,
dude, that movie would have been dope under the influence of something.
4DX.
Dude,
whoa. Dude. I will say, out of all the experiences though, Dolby Cinema is the best.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because IMAX, the surround sound and everything is still good. You have a wider picture, which is great.
Is it the bass? Then?
It's the bass. It's so great.
The bass is cool, but I like because in Dolby you don't get that full image.
No, you don't get the full IMAX image.
And I really do like seeing the entire screen and seeing everything. Like not cut out.
There's enough detail that you could miss out on certain things. If you watch it in IMAX, cool. If you get the chance to watch it in Dolby, I think for your first experience, watch it in IMAX.
I think you're not wrong either way you go.
Yeah.
Well, this movie is also really good just watch in 4DX. I would have to say, if you have the time and like extra money, if you were gonna watch Top Gun Maverick first, watch it in 4DX because that's an experience.
It's fun.
Yeah,
it's
definitely fun.
You know what? I don't know if I would because I feel like it's kind of distracting. If I'm trying to watch the movie for the first time, I think that it's mildly distracting.
Yeah.
If you have not done 4D experience, it's a good first 4D movie to watch.
Definitely.
But definitely watch Maverick in IMAX or Dolby.
I would watch it like another format, just sitting. And then go in for my second viewing.
And I think we got a lot of people in the theater that never had 4DX because they were laughing.
Yeah, there was a lot of people who were like, which was also kind of worrying when you look down at the sea of people and it's just a wave. It's just like everybody's just like, woo!
Yeah.
And I'm like,
there was that one guy that was just like, yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
Somebody was either really, really into Tom Cruise, or this was his first time watching it. He was a huge
either or he just clapped
because that dude was clapping the entire movie. We had a decent crowd. It was a decent crowd.
It was good. It was good. We got a long list of topics to talk about, so let's move on to our main course here, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to be talking about The Boys because we did talk about it slightly last week, but
the boys are talking about The Boys.
The boys are talking about The Boys, so we're going to be talking about The Boys episode 4. We're replacing Halo Watch with Boys Watch.
Yeah. Dude, I'm so happy.
Oh,
I'm so happy.
Jesus, man. Oh, be
something we love,
dude.
Yeah.
Hold on. Now this is how you make a show. Listen, if The Boys would have went, we spent $90 million on this episode. I would have been like, I saw every penny. I
saw where it all went.
I saw where it all went. I get it. And I loved it.
Worth it.
Worth every dime.
So The Boys Watch, we're going to be talking about Miss Marvel because it finally premiered.
Yes.
This unexpected show. No one was really talking about it. There wasn't much excitement.
It was definitely a sleeper.
It was a sleeper.
It was definitely a sleeper.
So we're going to be talking about that. And then last but not least, we're talking about Netflix Geeked Week. interesting because there have been a lot of. Did you notice that there's been a lot of streaming little convention announcement things?
Yeah.
Because Summer of Games was literally, I think, like 2 days ago as of time of recording.
Tuesday.
And then today on Friday we had a small little indie event for video games as well. And the Summer of Games had a small little preview of HBO Max's The Last of Us.
Couple images. So, but and I have to admit, Pedro Pascal looks like a great Joel.
Yeah.
But also, that's typecasting.
Have you seen?
I'm looking it up right now.
Look it up.
This is absolutely an utter typecasting.
That's true.
Because they were like, "Oh, dang, we need somebody who can like shepherd a young child through a dangerous land and get him and or her to safety."
So I'll go
Pedro
ahead.
Pascal has already done that. Let's just get him.
I'll include the
you know what's
image
funny?
of Pedro Pascal.
He did an
YouTube.
indie film, which is basically the same premise.
Exactly.
He did the indie film. It was like something called like The Guardian or something like that. It's on Netflix.
Is it?
Yeah.
For our audio listeners, there's an image of what we're talking about. Go check us out on YouTube at this mark. You'll see it. That way you'll know what we're talking about. Pretty interesting. But a lot of little showcases, which means that June's going to be very packed with information.
It's interesting because a lot of these cons are kind of dying.
Yeah. No. Xbox Bethesda's having theirs on Sunday.
But this is normally the time when you would do that. Because E3 would be next week.
Yeah.
Or would be in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
So Xbox Bethesda, I wonder if Activision's probably going to have some stuff. I don't know, but we'll keep track of all that. And
because I'm interested too, because even Anime Expo is coming out.
Oh my God, AX too.
AX is in 3 weeks. It's in the beginning of July. But what I'm saying is, it's going to be interesting because E3 is no longer really a big competitor.
It's coming back next year.
Yeah, but with who?
I don't know, but they said that they are doing an in-person convention next year.
But but here's my thing though, is that I don't know what the attendance is going to look like because it might just be smaller. I don't feel like it's ever going to be E3.
It will not be the return of E3, but I do think that there is probably going to be a surge depending on who's the one that's providing the actual information and who's producing the expo. Because keep in mind, when something disappears and then comes back and makes a strike back, usually it has more of that kind of like, oh yeah, that excitement that goes behind it. But I don't think we're going to see, like you said, increase in numbers and interest like we have before, but I do think that it'll probably evolve into something different that'll probably be more open to the public and not so much an expo for businesses and publishers and stuff like that. It'll be more of a convention for the consumer.
But my thing is that I can actually see it shutting down more and it just being for the consumer, for the customer.
Sure, why not?
For businesses. But here's the main reason being is because it's so expensive to be at E3. I remember when we went for the company I was working for, I think they spent for a 10x10 was somewhere near like $35,000 for a 10x10 with electrical.
So how about this?
Then that's not even spending, and that's just for the space.
That's just for the space. So let's just say this, okay? If E3 does come back hard next year, Keeping Up with the Nerds does E3.
I'm down. I've always been a huge fan of E3. I'm always down to go to E3. It's just gonna be a real shame when you go to E3 and it's not gonna be.
Then we make it fun.
It's gonna be you know what it's gonna feel like? Which one? It's gonna
Comic-Con.
feel like no. It's gonna feel like LA Comic-Con.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll make it
Where
fun.
It's like really at the bottom.
No, it feels like Kamikaze. That's at the bottom.
Oh, that's really at the bottom.
Can we move on to our main topics now, please?
Sure.
Yes.
You brought this up. I was just.
I didn't. I
You
just
did
said
this.
I just said that there's a lot of things, Nick.
I understand that.
Look,
You
we
asked me
gave
a
you your
question.
own show. Okay, we gave you minutes
It's not
to
up
midnight.
yet. It's not up yet. So
not yet. I'm working on all the edits.
As far
it's
as
going to be
I'm
a show.
concerned, it hasn't happened yet.
It's fine. You listen, people will talk about, what they'll see you and hear you talk about Kenobi.
Yeah.
All right? Because you won't shut up.
What about your guys' thoughts on Kenobi?
It's fine. Whatever. It's making me mad. We'll review it at the end.
You don't like Jedi?
Do you want to talk about Kenobi or want to talk about The Boys?
Okay, let's talk about The Boys.
The Boys. There you go.
The
Let's
Boys.
make you happy, Nick. All right? Let's talk about
They'll
The
both
Boys.
make me happy.
No, Kenobi should not make you happy. The Boys, though. The Boys are back. And it's great. So last week we had 3 episodes.
Right.
They released 3 in succession.
Oh,
We
yeah.
talked about it last week where we said that it did feel like it was a full movie, a 3-hour movie,
Yeah.
right? Because everything was connected, and then by the end of the 3rd episode, we're like, okay, we're satisfied.
Dude,
We
they
can
were
make another one.
60 minutes each.
Yeah, they were.
This
It
one was
60
another hour, yeah.
It was 60 to 62 minutes. I was tripping. When I saw the timestamps, I went, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we go into episode 4. Pretty much, we are now developing this idea that the boys are actually going to go and try to take down Homelander.
Yes.
Right? They're 100% serious.
Yeah. They're
from season 1 to 2, it's too long to explain. If you have not seen the show, we really recommend you go watch it. It's not for the faint of heart because it is a very gory show. There's a lot of uncomfortable situations. And I will say that this one, in the first episode, was it where Termite goes inside the urethra?
Yeah.
It was in the first one, right?
Yeah, but I feel like that's not out of the realm of possibility with the boys.
No, it's not,
So
but I'm
that's
saying
fine.
it's probably
For a person
one
that-
of the most gruesome ones.
Yeah. For people that are not like fully fledged
Really?
about.
Yeah,
Really?
because
That's the most gruesome?
Yeah.
Not...
I mean, the other one I can think of was when some dude was eating out that other girl and, her thighs squeezes his head.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even when they blew up, what was it, Translucent? And his, entire body explodes all over a room, and then they have to, pick it up?
Oh,
And
I
they picked up
forgot
his
about
teeth?
that.
Or they
That's-
ram into a whale.
A whale? And
No,
then they
that
have,
one wasn't that bad.
Really? And then, they're spitting out whale carcass, and, they have, intestines and stuff all
No,
over
it's the
themselves?
human deaths that get me.
Really?
It is a very violent show, I'll put it that way.
It is.
Yeah,
very
so
good. Bloody and gory.
if this grosses you out, don't watch it. But it is a great show.
Nah, dude, watch it. Definitely.
Put the
Nah,
Nick
bro.
stamp of approval.
Yeah, talk about it at work.
Oh my
This is the show to talk about at work.
Yeah.
This is definitely.
It's not the
this is-
show.
this
Dude,
is
try explaining the
water-
boys
Talk
to
about-
someone who's never seen it.
Oh god.
I'm down.
No.
I'd like to try.
We make a video of you going around town just asking people, it's like, hey, I'm going to
Do you
pitch
know
you
what the
a
boys
show.
are? Can I pitch you a show?
We're going to pitch you a show, and you tell us if you're going to go watch it. And you just describe an episode to each random person. And you're like, would you watch the show?
Would you watch a show about Superman who's kind of a jerk, and he raped someone, and then his arch nemesis?
Does he?
Yeah, he raped her.
Who?
He raped Billy Butcher's wife.
Yeah, Becky.
That's right.
He raped Becky.
I was like, who did he? Because the only one that I will say this, okay,
then she
before
ended
we
up
jump into
getting
the episode 4, talk about it. The Boys, I've noticed, handles a lot of real world situations
yes,
in a, I wouldn't say comedic matter, but a very exaggerated
Yeah.
bro,
manner.
the taco bowl.
Oh, they
Had a taco bowl
they
in this
did.
episode.
I was gonna go a little more, intense than the taco bowl, but that was a straight up Trump reference right there.
Yeah, they're
that
in the
was-
top of Vought Tower,
Mhm.
and then they have their brand new Latinx member showing up, and he's like, "Don't worry, you'll feel right at home. We have taco bowls."
Yeah. It's not even a thing.
You brought it up. You were like, it's basically Trump Tower.
It's Trump
Yeah.
Tower when during Cinco de Mayo, and
Yeah.
he
when
was like, "Oh
posted,
look,
yeah.
taco bowl."
Cinco de Mayo.
And we have the best taco bowls in town. And it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
that's so. But they handled that, and then the one in season 1
so
was the Deep basically forcing himself upon Starlight,
Yeah.
Yes,
and that even goes all the way. It's basically an overall arc all the way up to the current season because they kind of reference it in a way,
Mm-hmm.
and he's
Oh,
still
yeah,
not
yeah.
healed up.
I mean that's the whole reason why he ends up going, because in season 1 he ends up getting off the 7, and then he gets transferred to a different city, and then he's opening up theme parks, and then he ends up joining a cult, and then he escapes the cult,
Mm-hmm.
and then he has his wife, and then now his wife is basically controlling him.
Yep.
In last episode, in episode 3, they talk about Blue Hawk, which is one of the Vought superheroes. How
Yes.
he's patrolling a poor residential area, but he's
Yeah.
mainly going after, black people essentially for crimes that they've never committed or just because they look
Well,
suspicious.
he's over patrolling.
Over patrolling.
He's over patrolling. He's very much flying around specifically urban areas, going, "There's more crime in this area," and then he's pulling over people that fit the description of, and it's people that probably didn't even do it, or they're not even the suspect. He's just
Yeah.
pulling over random African American people.
If you are watching The Boys, keep in mind we are going to be spoiling episode 4, so bear that. If you guys are, go ahead, pause the episode, pause the issue, come back afterwards, then you can hear our thoughts. With that said, are we ready to talk about episode 4? Episode 4?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, so trying to think. Episode 4 starts out in a weird way.
How so?
It just kind of jumps straight into a news broadcasting thing, right? And that's the interesting thing about The Boys is that it doesn't start off like a normal story. It's quirky intros and stuff,
The thing is that I feel that The Boys does a really interesting thing, especially this season, of if you were to binge watch this, it would feel like a movie. Because think about it, you have that scene at the end of 3 with Starlight and Homelander getting together, and then it pulls out because it shows exactly the same thing, and then you then see the title screen underneath, and then you can see that it's a computer, and then Huey pushes it down.
Oh, is that the start of episode 4?
Episode 4 is her showing Huey what happened at the end of the last episode, and her telling him, this is going to air tonight. Mm-hmm. Like, this is airing tonight. I have to do this because Homelander is threatening me. He's basically saying, I need to either partner up and we say that we're a couple, or bad stuff will happen.
So there's a lot of tension, because I've noticed that there's tension between Huey and Starlight now that they're a couple in season 3. It's kind of official. They've it's been a year since season 2, essentially. There's tension between Butch and the boys. Yeah. With Kimiko, with M and Frenchie. Mm-hmm. And Huey. Basically, they're questioning why he's doing certain things and stuff. Now that he's also basically been a jerk to is it Becca, or what's her name?
Oh, yeah, Becca's son.
Becca's son.
Yeah. Yes.
Basically separating himself from that child because he doesn't want to hurt basically him.
Yes.
And, potentially having Homelander finding out that his son is out there hiding and bringing him in.
Right.
But I think, like, out of everything that's important to this episode, we start to see that they're going forward in trying to find the one weapon that'll take down Homelander. And to do so, they go to Russia.
Mm-hmm. Right? Yes, that's where all the
one of Frenchie's one of Frenchie's connections.
Yeah, it was first introduced in, I think, episode 2. It was his girlfriend / assistant in season 1. The girl who sets off the bomb to lure Homelander away from Translution's location. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It was her who ended up stealing from basically the Russian mob in New York. They want her head. They're not willing to give her up, so they end up saying, okay, cool, we'll kill a Russian oligarch while we're in Russia that's kind of pissing you off, and in return you give us the location of this weapon.
And while they're doing all that, Kimiko and Frenchie, now that they've essentially had more of a stronger relationship, we talked about it. Yeah. You said that they were, at first like a father-daughter, brother-sister. Yeah. Then they're now super close, but there's kind of like some sexual tension, but not really.
Yeah. It's more of like it's leaning towards a romantic relationship, but not quite.
Like it's there, but no physical stuff. Yeah, there's something there, right?
It's more emotional.
Do they ever get together in the comics, or is this like it's straying so far off of it?
I feel like it's because I don't remember this inside I don't remember even hearing about this.
It's new, right?
Yeah, this is new. Because they never really gave her a name. They just called her the female the whole time and stuff. Now it's Kimiko.
Now it's Kimiko. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. I really do think I like the idea that the boys' actual show is straying off from the comics because
there's nothing holding it back.
Yeah, but the thing is that it was really weird because when you did The Walking Dead, it was really weird when they strayed away because they were making a lot of really weird choices.
That's the thing.
They were making a lot of weird choices where you were like, why? Like the choice that you made, you specifically made it just because you wanted to be different.
Yeah, it was trying hard to be different.
Yeah, you only want this to be different and to trick the comic book readers. Whereas this one is more of we changed this because it's a better story element.
It does, yeah.
It tells the story that we're trying to give the audience a lot better than what the comic book did.
It's interesting you say that because the story never loses its pacing. Because we get to that point, because I'm trying to think of like, okay, what's the actual A plot and what's the B plot? Is the A plot going to be, Butch and the gang, the boys essentially going in Russia to find the weapon, or is the A plot Starlight trying to figure out, how to basically get more help within Vought to try to basically take down Homelander a different way or keep him contained?
Yeah. Ironically, I would even say there's an AA plot.
That's what it feels like, right?
It's a double A plot where because B plot is usually something that is going to lead to something else. Like
the B plot is Vicky and the CEO of Vought. What's his name?
I would say
Stan Edgar.
Yeah, Stan Edgar. Yeah, I could even see that was like because I feel like you could be attached to one or the other plot. Yeah. Because they're so major. Where if you're like, I only watch the show because Homelander's a jerk. There's an entire plot line for him. If you're like, I love Butch and the boys, then there's an entire plot for you. And then the whole Vought situation that's going on there. Yeah, that's all that stuff, even if they were to take it out, you'd be like, okay, whatever.
So they go to Russia. Kimiko takes down the Russian person that they're trying to take him down
with
dildos. That was the one scene where I was just kind of like, how much fun would it be to direct a boys episode?
Yeah. She murdered an entire French oligarch and his security personnel with dildos.
Right?
Yeah.
So if we follow that storyline, basically they're trying to figure out, okay, now that we've taken this down, we have the information to find the facility that has the weapon. They go to the facility. M has a really great line as he takes down one of the guards. Basically says, what does he say? He's like Rocky IV.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he just goes, "That's Rocky IV," and then
hits him in the back of the head.
Just hits him in the back of the head.
Mind you, Butcher shot himself up with temporary compound V.
Temp V. So he temporarily has powers, but is not told anyone else in the boys.
No, only Huey knows.
Not only that, but also when he says that it's only a last resort, he really does mean it, because he's using guns. He's not relying.
He's shooting around first.
He's shooting around, and he's like, okay, if we can deal with the situation without me having to use these powers, awesome.
Save that point, because I do want to go back to that, where it's like, is it a last resort or is it something else? So basically they end up in a gunfight in the facility, right? They take them all down, but they're outgunned. Right. So he comes out, he reveals that he's basically a soup. He took with that temp V. M is about to get shot in the back. Huey comes out, teleports, kills the guy. Now they know that he took temp V, but Butcher didn't know. Basically did it behind his back. They open up the container that's supposed to have the weapon. Out comes Soldier Boy. Now we get present day Soldier Boy, who's played by
Jensen Ackles.
Dean from Supernatural. Right? Comes out.
Also the show creator of both Supernatural and also The Boys.
Eric Kripke is on creator of Supernatural.
Oh, is he really?
And The Boys.
Ah, interesting. Okay, cool.
So that's why, because what was it? He was getting. So Jensen Ackles actually talked about how he got the position in The Boys, where he called him because he wanted to do the Young Winchester show, and he had to get approval from Kripke. So then he called him up and went, "Hey man, like, this is our idea and everything else." And he goes, "All right." He goes, "Oh yeah, like, that sounds amazing." And he goes, "Yeah, like, how's it going over in The Boys? Is there any, And he goes, "Oh well, maybe someday we can get you down here." And he goes, "Oh yeah, like, if you ever need me to do a part, like, I'm always free." And then he goes, "Actually, I'm going to send you a script. Tell me if you like it. That this would be perfect for you." And he sent him the script, and he sent him a whole bunch of like literature about Super Soldier Boy, and he goes, "That's the role I want you to play." And he goes, "All right."
He plays the part really well, because I sent in the group chat the outtakes that he did for that drug-free ad that he did.
Oh yeah.
It was so great. So he comes out, present day Soldier Boy. We still don't know what kind of superpowers he has presently. But he blasts, or he's about to blast Frenchie with his chest beam. Kimiko takes the hit, basically is dying because she can't heal. And keep in mind, for those that have not seen it or don't know, Kimiko is a soup. She has self-healing abilities, but the hit is not healing.
So what about if the power he has is to turn off your powers?
That could be it. We don't know.
Because it's not lethal. It's not a lethal shot, because she didn't seem burned. She looked more of, I got pushed through a dang wall.
Basically. So that plot ends with them going, and Butch and Huey are basically out in the front. Butch is kind of like normal. He's like, yeah, whatever. We're still on the mission. We're still doing things. M confirms, you know what? This is your doing. We're not doing this anymore. Basically, the boys are essentially over from this point, because Butch doesn't seem to have any sympathy for Kimiko, right?
Well, that's the thing, though, is it the fact that he has no sympathy, or it's not necessarily that. It's because what M sees is M sees how far Huey's fallen, because Huey is basically high. You can see he's glowing off of the power. Yeah. He's loving it. He's like looking at the blood on his arm, and like he's kind of like doing that, like your hand flying through the air as they're driving. And he's loving it. He loves feeling invincible. He loves this feeling of so much power, because he's such a person that's been weak throughout these 3 seasons. And he feels like he's always at the hands. He
stood up to the bullies.
I finally can stand up to the bully, and I can defend myself now. And he's getting high off that, off the adrenaline. He's getting high off that. And so M sees how far Huey's fallen from the first time he's met him, where he was very innocent, I just want to do the right thing. Mm-hmm. He then sees Frenchie's heartbroken because of Kimiko, and then also because Butcher wasn't careful, Kimiko got injured. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of like you're doing everything you can to break up this team. And it's kind of working. It's interesting to see where the next episode is going to go for that plot. Because we haven't even gotten to the other
plot. We're going to make it short and sweet because we do have to talk about our thoughts and everything. Basically, the other plot focuses on Starlight trying to do some stuff behind the scenes at Vought. And she's trying to bring in a couple people, right? She's doing her own work, and she's trying to convince Alex, who is Supersonic.
Yeah. Supersonic. Well, because it's Supersonic. It's a weird plot between Supersonic, Starlight, Homelander, and A-Train.
The way that Supersonic got into Vought, or the Seven, is through a contest reality TV show where he won, but we've ended up finding out that essentially he was only admitted into the Seven because of his diversity. They wanted someone different, and he posted positive numbers, essentially, to be brought into the Seven. So Starlight convinces him, hey, we need more people to act in the inside. We need to take down Homelander because he's not a good person, right?
Yeah.
We see kind of how Homelander's now taking care of Vought now that Stan Edgar is essentially out of the CEO chair because he essentially convinced Vicky, who is the congresswoman, I think, or like a... So is she a congresswoman or is she a Senate?
She's a senator.
Senator, right?
So she's a senator, and she's also in charge. And she's also in charge of superhuman affairs, and
a department of the U.S. government.
Yeah, a department of the U.S. government that's meant to police superhumans. Mm-hmm. Stan Edgar wanted her to basically find Homelander.
Yeah,
kind of reel him in. The announcement that he made at his birthday. He cursed, he said some really uncomfortable things, and we just really need to rein him in, saying that even though he's doing these things, he still has to be checked. There's still checks and balances.
Exactly.
And instead, what happened was that because she's afraid, and she thinks that if she goes against Homelander, because she even says, we would never in the superhuman affairs say, oh yeah, we're gonna bring a case against Homelander because Homelander could just crash through the building and just kill everybody.
Just take everyone down.
Yeah, just take everybody down.
She was only doing it to protect her kid, essentially, right?
Yes, and and she knows that Stan Edgar, even though acted as a fatherly figure to her and helped raise her, she knew that she was more of a attack dog than anything else. She's been meant to protect Edgar and his interests, not necessarily a daughter.
Plot twist, she goes against Stan Edgar on TV and says, he's been doing some really shady stuff on Vought. He gets arrested, taken off of CEO. Homelander goes to her, gives her Compound V for her child, essentially. And we end up finding out that she is feeding Compound V or injecting her child with Compound V so that she can go through the same process that she went through so she can have her own powers as well. Jump into Vought Tower, and we end up seeing that they end up having a meeting. They're trying to discuss ways that they can improve one another, and there's this little side plot where A-Train essentially says, hey, we should go ahead and protect the people in the black community because black or Blue Hawk is essentially doing some really messed up stuff. And Deep, being the dumbass that he is, essentially says, nah, you know what, that's not good for positive numbers, whatever.
Yeah,
right?
The Deep's, it's not even the Deep though, because the Deep is just an idiot. Because he didn't even realize. I kind of feel like he didn't even know what he was saying.
No, he didn't.
He didn't care.
He really didn't know what he was saying. He didn't really care. He just knew that he was getting brownie points.
Basically,
because when A-Train says, we should just, we should take him off his patrol, bench him for bench Blue Hawk. The Deep then says, well, you and Blue Hawk have the same. Homelander and Blue Hawk have the same kind of
ideas.
The
ideals and
no, not the same ideals, but they have the same community that supports them. They have the same kind of backgrounds. So if we bench him, then it's going to hurt your numbers, and the numbers that you're losing aren't going to advance with just the African American numbers.
So they end up fighting A-Train and Deep because of what's going on. Starlight tries to convince both of them, hey, we need to start and taking down Homelander because of what's going on over here.
Well, before we get to that, the reason why they fight is because the Deep thinks he has something on A-Train. The fact that, because in the previous season, A-Train gave the news media all the information about Stormfront being a Nazi.
Oh, that's right.
And the Deep tells him, why don't I tell Homelander about you giving all the information about Stormfront being a Nazi, because that's kind of what led to that downfall of Stormfront.
Yeah.
And not only that, but it kind of started the whole beginning of this, where he had to, do an apology tour just because of A-Train. A-Train then tells the Deep, I know that you went into the ocean and fished out the black box and gave it to Maeve of the flight A23. That's the flight that Homelander let crash, and he killed everybody. So actually, no. Wait, is it that flight?
Yeah.
No, because there's 2 flights. Because the Deep found out. Because the Deep also found out about the senators as well. Mm-hmm. So the Deep knew about that, and he told Vought. Mm-hmm. And then he also fished out the other one. So the Deep knows about both. Yeah. About him killing the senator and also the other flight. And he gave the other one to Maeve.
Point being, Starlight tries to convince both of them to essentially team up to try to take down Homelander. Skip a couple scenes forward. They're coming out of a preview event for the Dawn of Seven.
Well, Supersonic also tries to get A-Train to change sides.
Basically. Mm-hmm. And, Homelander being Homelander says, hey, I'm going to take you away to show you a good view. Takes him to a roof. Shows him the dead body of Alex, of Supersonic, and essentially says, if you try to backstab me, this is what's going to happen to Huey. So best behave yourself or Huey dies. And that brings us to the end of this episode.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's how we get to Herogasm. Oh, she has to go.
Okay, so
participate.
Before any of that stuff, talking about episode 5 and where we think it's headed, what were your thoughts on this episode going into the season, basically?
Go ahead, Rene.
I really liked how they're building up again Homelander as a threat again. How he started out at the end of season 2 and then beginning of season 3, where he was just like depressed and like we're like, okay, well, how's he gonna get his groove back? Like, how's he gonna be threatening?
You did mention something interesting though, that Homelander in every season has been a scary threat. Like, okay, how do you take down the Invincible Man? Right? Yeah, or the Invincible Man.
Yeah, dude. But it's like, how do I kill Superman?
Exactly, right? So what's interesting here is, and you said it well, right? That he's slowly losing himself and kind of like unlocking that insanity factor, right? He was tamed, he was controlled in season 1, season 2. He's slowly starting to break down, but he had someone holding back. Yeah. Season 3, there's no one up at the top that could prevent him from going further.
Yeah, Edgar's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
So there's no safety net.
Even he told him too. He's all like, I just want to let you know that, the world's going to see who you are because there's no safety net now.
Nobody's here to protect you.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting.
Because that is a huge thing of every single time that Homelander kind of F's up. He has Vought to come back and go like, okay, cool, we'll hide the body or we'll do whatever, or we'll get rid of so-and-so.
Change up the narrative.
We'll change up the narrative. We'll put a PR firm behind it and, and everything will be fine. Yeah. Now it's like, you don't have that. Like, Vought will, you can still call the shots at Vought, but you're telling Vought what to do. So if you tell them to go down this crazy path, they're going to follow you. Yeah. And basically you're going to bring the company down.
And it doesn't care. Anything else?
No, it's just I really like what they're doing with Homelander, and then I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with the group moving forward now that they know that Butcher and Huey have both taken Temp V.
Do you think that that's going to carry the main episode for episode 5?
I think it's going to be. Yeah, they're going to be very, very broken in the 5th episode, and I also believe they're going to possibly try to band together again by the end because something will happen. I think something significant will happen in episode 5.
All right, go ahead, Nick. What are your thoughts?
I think Frenchie dies.
Does Frenchie die in the books?
So here's
they changed up a lot.
In all fairness, this is the Boys adaptation. We're using all the names and we're using all like the scenarios and we're taking a couple of like but we're taking a lot of liberties with it.
Here's an interesting thought, though. They did release the announcement today. I was going to save it for the end, but you did bring up something. You did bring this up. So they announced today that season 4 was already worked, right? Mm-hmm. And the way that they announced it is they had all the cast members going, the boys are back. The boys are back, essentially, right? Frenchie was in that promo, I think.
Of course he would be.
Yeah, so why would you have him do a promo if he's going to die?
Because if I don't... Yeah, I mean, if you... Why would I not have him do a promo when he hasn't died yet in the show?
Okay.
That makes no sense.
Do you want to be right? Do you want Frenchie to die?
No. The only reason I'm calling Frenchie to die is because he said we can leave this life and let's go to Paris. As soon as somebody always says that in a TV show,
Maricel. It's not Paris. It's Maricel.
Maricel. Oh, yeah.
Madrigal.
Yeah, they're going to Madrigal.
Not Halo's Madrigal.
No, but anyway,
the family Madrigal.
That's always a thing, right?
Yeah, it's always been a writing aspect. Like if you know, like a character is going to be like, yeah, let's go to our paradise after we finish this mission.
But you don't have to kill them. You could just be like, let's go to paradise, and then something changes that they now have to just stay here and not do anything.
Well, because my thing is that I feel like Kimiko doesn't have a reason to fight Vought anymore. She already kind of got revenge for her brother.
Yes.
She already got everything else. So she was already able to kill Stormfront. So she doesn't really have that urge to keep fighting Vought.
No, but she's only doing it to protect Frenchie. So the way I see it is that her now interest of fighting is to basically defend Frenchie. Exactly. Basically, look at that. Like she took the blast for Frenchie.
I know, but because I imagine that
or Frenchie gets kidnapped.
That could be a thing.
Yeah.
Now now she has a reason to fight.
Well, because my thing is that the only reason I'm saying that is because I do think that Frenchie is going to die to give Kimiko that drive to I need to kill home.
And I'm saying I don't like your opinion, so we're just not going to talk about Frenchie dying. I like Frenchie too much.
Frenchie's actually one of the better characters.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why it would hurt so much if he died.
Then I stopped watching.
Have you never watched Game of Thrones?
Let's be 100%.
Then I
right
stopped watching the show.
No, because I really do feel like
I will riot.
No, because
you love Butcher more than anything.
No, I like Butcher because Carl Urban, but also the way he says
the C word.
Yeah.
That address to the Russians was great.
Yeah.
Evening. I can't say the word.
Evening, sees.
Hey, sees.
No, but because I do feel that by the end of this season, Huey is going to be a Compound V head.
Addict.
Where he's gonna be an addict.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Don't take my point because I was going to use that.
No, sorry.
No.
It's too easy. It's too easy.
I'm going to go back to this whole, addiction point, right?
Yeah.
So
when I first started talking and then you stopped me and I was like, oh, yeah, that's going to be his point later.
Basically, Butch is using Temp Compound V as a last resort, right?
Yes.
But just like any drug, there could be the possibility of having some sort of addiction to it, right? So these guys, the boys, right, are anti-soups. They don't want powers. They don't like the soups.
Which is different from the comic books because in the comic books, they all have taken Compound V. Actually, Butcher just injects Huey with Compound V without him knowing against his will.
Okay.
So in the comic books, they're all souped up and ready to fight. But the writers wanted to go a more basically different direction of when the boys are facing up against the soups. It's a more threatening.
Guys, do we want to go left or right on the story? Neither. We're going down.
No, but I do like the idea of them not being souped up because it's very much an uphill battle.
That's the thing.
And you could feel the dread.
It just makes it more.
A reason. Yeah.
It just makes the boys more clever that they have to use instead their wits than just physical.
And I feel like that's why people connect with them a little bit better than we're just gonna have another punch them out fight.
So now we're gonna have this idea, right? And in my thoughts and where the next couple of episodes may lead to, this Temp Compound V is an addicting thing. Like, are they going to have to use it from here on out, or are they gonna say, like, you know what, we got to stay away from this drug. We can't do it because it goes against what we believe in. Because at the end of it, M says, you know what, like, you guys have changed. You guys aren't essentially the same people that started the boys, couple years back. You guys are all changed. And even Huey, you said it yourself, Huey did change. He used to be the innocent one, and now he's the one that's going to be taking Compound V to stand up to the bullies. So I think that the idea from here on out is Temp Compound V, is it addicting to the boys?
No. But this is what I mean.
And I don't like your idea of Frenchie dying, so there we go.
No, but that's not it. I don't think, in particular, the actual drug is addicting. I think it's the thought, it's the power that it gives.
I mean, it does make sense.
It does make sense.
Especially for Huey's character arc.
But what's giving you that power? It's the drug, so you're addicted to the drug. No. I'm just addicted to the high, bro. I'm not addicted to the drug.
No, because this is what I mean. Because if you're addicted to the drug, then that means that him and Butcher would both be going down that road of addiction.
Yeah.
Whereas Butcher is already a confident person. Butcher already has that power. He's already brave.
He knows he doesn't truly need it.
He's just evening the playing field. Yeah, that's it. Fine. Whereas Huey has always been a weakling. Yeah. And now he feels invincible.
That's the thing. Huey's never been like the one that's like a sharpshooter or, you know, like Frenchie always comes up with an idea and stuff. He's had good moments.
Yeah. He's been you.
Yeah.
Like, no. I'm saying in general. He's... No, that's not what I meant.
Oh, really? Really? Now that I've got a pen that's ready to throw at you?
Yes.
I got 2.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Look under the table, Nick.
No, but because that's my thing though, is that Butcher has always been powerful.
Yeah, he's always he's the leader.
He's the leader.
Yeah.
I think Huey is going to get addicted to that, and I feel like that's going to be the thing that he's going to have to fight, saying that yes. And the reason, and when I say he's been all of us. He's been this viewer viewing into the world of the boys.
Nick, whatever. Yeah, sure. Okay, great.
Am I yes or no?
No, it's true.
Shut up.
I would take Compound V, and I would probably get addicted to it.
Yeah. He'd be like, put it in!
Yeah. And then, what powers would I get, though? Because it's different, apparently.
You'd be the Inside Out man.
Okay.
Just starts inverting inside.
Just invert. All your skin goes in and everything hurts. You're just like, wah!
Overall, I think this episode was really good. I think we can all agree that it's an enjoyable experience so far. It's still the boys, just much more extreme, I think.
Yeah.
In terms of the violence.
Dude, I love the idea that Amazon every year is just like, oh, how did the last season do? Really well. All right, double the budget.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about the boys next week again with episode 5. We're replacing this with Halo Watch. Thank God. We're all excited for it.
Unfortunately, how many episodes we got left?
I don't know.
How many episodes?
It's 8 episodes, I think. It's always been 8 episodes.
Halfway through.
So we're already halfway.
Fine. Let's talk about Ms. Marvel. We're ready to talk about that show?
No, it's cool. We're done.
That's it. Wrap it up.
No.
No, you can't do that.
What?
It copy strikes us.
Oh. What?
Dun-dun.
No. Stop.
Okay, so anyway, no, I really did like Ms. Marvel. It was sneaky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I personally, I didn't.
Not sneaky. It
was a sleeper.
No, because a sleeper meant that it wasn't advertised as well. This thing was advertised like crazy.
It was, but I didn't buy into it. That's the thing.
Yes.
Because I don't care for the character.
Did it sell you like a teen drama?
It was more of a coming of age teen series,
like a Disney Channel, like a TV show.
No, I would say more of like ABC Family.
Oh, okay.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's cool. Disney's making Riverdale. That's fine.
Oh yeah.
No, that's an insult.
Now it is.
No, now it is. But honestly, I really did think that that's what they were going to be doing.
Yeah, it could have been. It could have been a CW-esque show.
Yeah,
honestly,
because all the pieces are there. Mm-hmm. They're a bunch of teens. They're moderately attractive, and they have to solve crimes.
You're talking about Riverdale. I was like, what are you talking about?
No, that's every CW show.
That's The Flash. That's Arrow. That's like everything. Name one bad-looking person in a CW show. Go. You see, you couldn't do it.
I was trying to go through all of it.
No, you couldn't. Everyone's attractive.
Couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. Even the Beast. That guy is so handsome. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
I like how you were gonna go into a word and you're just like,
he's so
content.
And you have a messed up face and still attractive. What the heck?
So, Ms. Marvel was a show that was advertised to a certain age group and we didn't buy into it. But when we watched it, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it too.
It's interesting that it airs at the same time as Kenobi.
Yeah. I think it needs to be away. I said this, okay? I said this.
Thursday or Tuesday at least.
What did you ask me? What are your thoughts on Kenobi? Here are my thoughts on Kenobi, okay? Andy and I did not watch anything on Wednesday. Okay, I had school, I had work, I was doing some stuff. Andy says, oh, what do you want to watch, Kenobi or Ms. Marvel? I'm like, can we watch Ms. Marvel? Kenobi's been pissing me off. Mm-hmm. And so we watched Ms. Marvel first.
Okay.
That show is so good. The directing, the storytelling so far, they're straying away from her origin because she is, I forget how she gets her powers, but she's,
Terrigen Mist.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah. And then she's a polymorph. Is that what it is? Reed Richards' powers? the elasticness.
So yeah, she's a polymorph because she can turn her arms and limbs into other things.
Yeah, so she's able to kind of like change form, wear different clothes because she's able to change all that.
She can embiggen, she can small,
basically,
she can do all that stuff.
Yeah. So they stray away from that, but her origin methods are still kind of the same. She's very strict parents who basically don't allow her to do anything. She's very sheltered.
Because her new powers kind of look more like light manipulation than anything else.
So she has a lot of powers. Obviously, she has superhuman strength, superhuman speed, healing factor, shape-shifting, a polymorph, morphogenic abilities, and then a bioluminescence.
So she can see lights. She can see through lights.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's where they went with it, because I can actually see this being part of her powers. Because I do think at one point she does need to embiggen. That's just like a thing that she has to do. Yeah. Where she like stretches her legs, she stretches her arms, and everything like that, and she's just like knocking stuff down.
So that was the one thing that people were worried about when it came to the show, was that how are they going to display that? Yeah. Because it could look really bad, which sometimes it does when it comes to like stretching abilities.
Yeah.
This
especially
one
with the TV budget.
Yeah, especially this one, they look like they covered their bases, where they gave her like that, like you said,
crystallized.
It's like, crystallized
look.
haze. Yeah. So that way it kind of looks like quickness, and you don't really have to look at it.
They're polishing the unpolished bits by making it artsy.
Yes.
So it's interesting. Who's the actress that plays Camilla Khan? Because she's fantastic. I told Andy, she reminds me of a Disney Channel actress, but better. Like she's very like animated in terms of the things that she does. Like if she's gonna look at you, she'll go like.
I don't know. You want to try and pronounce it?
Iman Vellani.
Ah, that's close. I think.
What is it?
Her name?
Iman Vellani.
Yeah, Iman Vellani.
Okay.
Yeah. If not, I apologize. But yeah, no, I love her. I adore her as Miss Marvel. Yeah. Because she's Miss Marvel. Like I think she's doing a fantastic job of bringing that character to life. It's really interesting.
She has enough humanness and enough carefree attitude where she is easily connectable.
Yeah.
Where immediately you can find somebody's had that overbearing parent where you just want to break free. Somebody, where school doesn't really matter. I'd rather be going to doing something else.
Yeah.
The idea of I don't know what I want to do with my life is a huge factor in this show.
The sarcasm. Apparently, I have to choose what to do with my future in the next couple hours.
So, yeah,
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because it's interesting because whenever I do remember even in high school when I would go into those meetings and they would be like, "Do you know? Like, this is very important for the rest of your life." It was like, but I don't see it that way.
Yeah.
And you're putting all this pressure on somebody, and they not only do they not know what they want to do with it, but also they don't know what they're working towards.
Exactly.
So how exactly do I work towards this factor when I don't know what I'm getting at the end, or what my goal is? Maybe I should be aiming my things towards something else. Because honestly, she's a great YouTuber. I mean, if we made half the content she did, we would have millions of subscribers.
But we're like her because she puts in a lot of work into her stuff, and she's only getting like 8 views.
Listen, bro, she has like far too much work. Yeah. Like for 8 views, I would be like, dude, let's tone it down.
Speaking about creativity, let me ask you this: what do you guys think of the style, like the very stylized, like directing of this in terms of like the art in the background moving with the story?
That was awesome.
The texting bubbles.
Oh, I love that.
Right?
Sequence.
It was so good.
That was so good. Honestly.
So do you know that's practical?
Really?
Yeah, it was. There's certain ones that were practical.
The
neon lights.
The neon lights.
Oh, that's
practical.
cool.
They actually did have a.
I was wondering because I was wondering about that, but that's really cool.
I mean, CGIing is fun, but I do like the idea of we're going to use, and I do feel like that's something they learned from Star Wars. Of practical is going to always be a lot more useful.
Well,
than
keep
CGIing
in mind, we're
directly.
pushing away from the early 2000s, love of CGI and, special effects and movies in terms of like selling you these computerized images. Now we're loving that aspect of like, can we make certain stunts look real? Tom Cruise does that with his movies. Tom Cruise is crazy, right? But even think about Baby Driver, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Baby Driver is a good example of it because the drifting and the way that they landscaped everything and in the direction that the car went. Edgar Wright basically said, the direction that the car drove, you could map it out, and it would still probably be the exact same streets you would take in this certain area.
Yeah,
right? Exactly. And the way that he drifted the car around the truck by driving backwards and forwards and not stopping the car at all that was practical. The only thing that was CGI'd was some of the trucks where they were, because obviously no driver's going to attempt it.
Yeah, it's also it's
dangerous.
But for that, Edgar Wright literally he went to the stunt crew and went, what can we do? And I'll write, give me like some of like the cooler things that you guys can do, and then I'll write around it.
Yeah.
And everything else, where he was like, hey, I have a cool idea of, me doing an entire circle around. Is that possible? And then they would then go, yes, it's possible. We can do that.
Question. We all grew up in Los Angeles, right?
Yes.
So like urban or suburban Los Angeles?
Yes.
So given that, like, we understand, like, urban culture here in Los Angeles and stuff, what I really do appreciate is you can tell that the crew, the production crew, and the showrunners for the show really are trying to show a love for New Jersey urban areas with the art that they're showcasing in the show as well. Because it's all that graffiti in the background, the city lifestyle. The kids are basically riding around bikes. They even do that whole play on like the whole public transportation thing, and they have a plan to basically get on the bus. Camilla Khan loses her bike. What are the chances of me getting, or the bike being in the same place I left it? Less than 0.00001% chance.
She's like, no, that bike's gone.
The moment you took your eyes off it, stolen.
That bike's gone, dude.
Right.
No, and I really do think that's interesting, because I was listening to an interview with the directors, and they were even saying too, apparently they know nothing. They only know Camilla Khan. But Marvel wrote the script. So they were like, apparently what they said was, they were like, hey, like, how does this connect into the Marvels? Or how does this connect into here? And then Feige literally said, when you need to know, I will tell you.
Good.
Like, if there's anything that you need to know, I'll address that. Like, that information, and that's it.
It's good because we're only getting the outsider's perspective. So with the other shows, right, we see the destruction that the Avengers caused, the serious side of it all and everything. Here we're seeing like a child's admiration for the Avengers with Avengers Con and everything.
I've actually noticed that in both of their teen shows, though, because Hawkeye is the same thing. It's about a teenager who admires a hero.
But we saw the destruction of the first Avengers movie and how that impacted her.
Yeah,
Bishop.
But this is a first of a character being born into this world of superheroes that have already been established.
Oh, because technically she wasn't even born before the first Avengers movie?
Yeah. This was 14 years, so
she's 16. She's not 14.
She's 16.
I think, right? Yeah.
No, it would have been 20 years. It would have been 20 years.
Keep in mind the 5-year jump between the first blip and the...
That's what I'm saying, because I think it's like 14 to 15 years, and then you have a 5-year jump.
So she wasn't there.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
Yeah, this is a character that only has heard of these characters and stuff like that through either like stories or interviews or podcasts and stuff like that.
Like
she's
us.
never met these characters and stuff like that.
It also, I thought this was interesting because it really opened up the world, because everything that the world knows about the Battle of Thanos is from Ant-Man. Yeah. Apparently. It's from Scott Lang.
Yeah.
Because apparently Scott Lang went on a podcast.
Only Scott Lang would have a podcast, dude.
It's not his podcast, though. He went on a podcast.
Appeared on a podcast.
I thought it was his.
No, he appeared on a podcast.
Yeah, it's
someone made a big deal about it.
Yeah, it's Little Me, Big Mike.
Yeah, that was the article essentially called. Like, that was the podcast special.
That's interesting.
And Scott Lang came on, and he told them how exactly the Battle of New York happened. But
cool.
Also, it's from Scott Lang's point of view.
He was never there.
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
I mean, not the Battle of New York, the Battle of Thanos.
Oh, okay.
For Endgame.
Endgame.
I was like, he wasn't there. That's in the Steve Rogers musical.
No,
I love that too. That's
also
thing.
really funny. But that's what I'm saying, though, is that it's from Scott Lang's point of view, which it's Scott Lang. So, he's not exactly the most, he's not the, because I know what I would love? I would love to death if they released the podcast. I would love it. If they did improv, if they were to improv it and they were to go, okay, cool.
I need you to look in this camera and tell Kevin Feige.
No,
like direct your attention. Like, I need you to be serious.
Kevin Feige, I want you to release this podcast, but it's Scott Lang and Luis interviewing about the battle of Thanos and telling them all about it from their points of view. Because Luis is blipped at this point.
So I heard it from this guy, who 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 heard it from this girl, from a talking dog, who's apparently, his name was Cosmo.
I swear to God, if it's an hour-long improv show of just Sean Pena
Paul Rudd
with somebody else, that would be hilarious.
Yeah. Petition. Do we make a petition to change
I want to see this, and I think that would be great. Don't even give me a musical.
If it happens,
give me this podcast.
If it happens, we claim that we were the ones that pushed it out there. Yeah.
Dude, if this releases at the end, I'm going to be like, oh, I knew it. Of course.
We want royalties.
I'm a genius.
I don't care if it's a %. I just want royalties.
Just give me some Disney stock.
At that point, I'm like, dude, hire me. Because I read
hire you? Dude, you're ditching us?
Dude, I read him like a book. What are you talking about? No, I wouldn't ditch you. You could be my assistant.
No, I'm not being your assistant. We go in together as a team together.
Yeah, team of assistants. There's a hierarchy though.
So the last thing I want to discuss with you guys is the end credits scene.
Yes.
Was that the Department of Damage Control?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Because that was the same agent from Spider-Man.
Okay.
The same annoying agent, yeah.
Which also he is a Kree.
The same annoying?
Yeah, annoying agent.
He's
I
a
didn't
Skrull.
like him.
No, he's a Skrull.
Oh, probably.
Oh, wait, how did you confirm that?
So he's a Skrull because when it stays on his face too long. Because when he says pick her up and then she leaves, he then has this like he's seen it before kind of face. And that would also make sense because damage control, why wouldn't I put a Skrull there for damage control, because they then see all the superhumans?
Well, Captain Marvel does have Skrulls. That's the whole idea.
Well, that's because Secret Wars is coming up. Secret Wars has already been announced. They've already said that they're going to have the Skrull Wars. So that means that we need to put Skrulls in certain positions. And I think that would be interesting if it was damage control that was doing it.
So we've got Nick predicting Frenchie's death, then we have this agent being a Skrull.
Bro, if I'm right...
Hey, can we put our podcast in Vegas and just like put bets on Nick's like predictions and certain
Dude, I need to start putting them up on the wall. I need to start keeping a score count. Like,
yeah, seriously, you should.
Because more times than not, I'm right.
Are we excited for this next episode? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Nick,
I'm shaking.
Yeah. We excited for the next episode?
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh yeah, definitely. I want to see
dude.
where it goes because we haven't even been introduced to a villain yet.
I asked you yesterday, right?
Damage
If you guys were going to watch it.
Yeah,
it could be. This could be a Skrulls, right? And I was just like, have you watched it? It's like, no, I'm going to watch it with Mandy.
Yeah.
And I was like pretty excited to know what your like thoughts were.
Yeah, I went in with very low expectations.
Yeah.
And not even like thinking that, oh, I'm probably not going to like this show. It's going to be, I went in thinking it's probably going to be good, but I feel like I'm not going to like it.
So that was it, because Nick, I felt like had no expectations, or at least you weren't vocal on it. You had the lowest. And I'm like, I think out of everyone, Nick's automatically going to be like, either you love it or you hate it. You're on that fact where you're either like, you're going to criticize it to death, or you're going to be like, yeah, it was pretty good. So I'm glad it's pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it.
I loved
a lot.
it.
Yeah.
I will say this. I'm going to defend the show. I hope it continues to be good. Because you know who's the biggest critic? Ernie. From the After Death podcast.
Oh, really?
Oh,
that's right.
He's always commenting on our YouTube videos,
I thought you meant
like,
on his podcast.
No. I'll fight him, dude. I'll fight him.
I was like, what happened?
I'll fight him. It'll be the After Death versus Keeping Up with the Nerds fight.
Boxing match.
Dude, I'm in. Let's go.
Nick versus Chris. Me versus Ernie.
I thought I was going to fight Bryan. Dang.
What?
Oh no, the undercard is me and you. There must have been a mix-up. Put your fists up. Let's go. Don't worry, I already bribed the ref.
Rene? Yeah, I did. Gave me some money under the table, you know.
He gave me Fallen Order.
I'm the ring card girl.
I'm gonna put you in a bikini.
All right.
Dude, the Leia costume.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my God, Slave Leia, yes.
Right now, I can guarantee you, Ernie probably wrote in the comments section, right? If he's listening to this podcast,
Right
he's
here.
like, bet when or something like that.
Name a place, time,
location. We're filming this.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We'll do it like this, like the Sharks and Jets.
What the?
Your arm.
God. No, but he's criticized every show so far. I think
Every Marvel show, yeah.
The only one he likes is
Disney+
WandaVision. Yeah, the only one he likes is WandaVision. Which I think on our end it was like, it was pretty good up to a point.
No, we liked it, yeah. But it's not, to me, I go off a show that if I rewatch it, I like it. And or if it's a good rewatch, I like it. So far, WandaVision is like, it was a good show to watch while it was airing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. So, moving on to our last topic because we have about 15 minutes left in this show, right?
Yeah.
Netflix Geeked Week came out, or was basically announced. It was a week-long event from the 6th of June all the way to the 10th. So 4 days.
And then they announced that they were lowering the prices.
Oh, God, I wish, man. I wish. They got a lot of money.
Season 3 of The Witcher.
For complaining that they are losing subscribers, they sure are. A lot of announcements coming up. So, the 6th of June, there was a series day. So basically, I'm just going to give you guys a couple of announcements that were interesting to us, and then we're going to discuss what we're mostly excited for out of everything that's coming out. So, the 6th of June was the series day. Basically, they announced and revealed Umbrella Academy Season 3, Resident Evil dropped a new trailer, All of Us Died, Season 2, which is the Korean zombie
I haven't watched
movie.
that one yet.
I kind of want to watch it, even though it's overdone with zombies and stuff.
Yeah.
It does seem interesting.
Also, Alice in Borderland, the death game.
Yeah, beat me to it. Alice in Borderland Season 2 announced, and what is this? One Piece also had some reveals. They revealed the set for everything. Last but not least, and I know Sarah's excited for this one because she's like, it's so great. Sure. The Sandman.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You just made her go, what?
No, I'm honestly interested to see how they're going to adapt the world of Sandman because it's Neil Gaiman and he is he's like out there when it comes to. I mean, but the thing is, he knows how to write a freaking story, which is super good.
I'm interested. It's gonna be hard for me to see Gwendolyn Christie as Lucifer.
I will say,
and I feel, because I really, really do like the Lucifer that we had, and honestly, Gwendolyn Christie, she's an amazing actress. I really love the work that she does.
Look,
I don't find her threatening.
You guys got to see this. Netflix adapting series are kind of on the weak side. So they have some pretty big properties here because they have Resident Evil, they have The Sandman, they have One Piece, they've also got The Umbrella Academy, which they've been doing so far. I've never seen it, but you guys are liking it.
Dude, I love it.
So there you go.
I really enjoy it but I feel like
Taron Egerton is in it.
Is in what?
The Sandman.
I'm in.
Yeah, but they haven't disclosed what character he is though.
He's Sandman.
He's not Sand.
He's the sand.
He's the sand,
but not the man.
Not the man. He's just sand. Just
June 6th. June 6th. June 6th was film day for Netflix. They revealed things like The Gray Man, Day Shift, which is the vampire hunting movie starring Jamie Foxx, and The School for Good and Evil. June 8th was animation, which good for Netflix because it does seem like they're one of the bigger ones that's leading and investing a lot.
Dude.
Oh no, we lost the camera. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back to announce more things that have been coming out for Netflix.
I was gonna say because Taron Egerton, he's like, I was the King's man, now I'm the Sandman. They're spitting out sand.
Pocket sand. And for my next trick,
manners maketh sand.
Yes, we're back. We fixed it. Hey Nick, can you get your camera fixed?
Dude, it's a whole process.
For the love of God, Jesus Christ! It interrupted the animation. I was talking well about animation too.
I know.
Stop touching me. Okay. Don't. Hey, let me see here. All right, so June 8th, was Animation Day. They released info on, or not info, but trailers for Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Yes. Dude, anime is hell.
Right?
Love, Death, and Robots. I think it was season 4 that they were announcing.
Season 3.
Arcane 2.
Yes, Arcane season 2.
The Dragon Prince and Inside Job season 2.
Dragon Prince is the
same people that made Avatar.
But it's also but it's Dragon Age, right?
No.
Or is it different?
It's different. This is the same studio, same people that did Avatar: The Last Airbender, which Rene has not seen yet.
But they also did.
I've seen the other Avatar.
No, shut up.
But the blue people
one. The one that doesn't exist, that will never exist.
Yeah, but aren't they also
never come out?
They're also doing the Dragon Age show, right?
Yes. So that is, I think, under the games category, which brings me to.
Then that means it's probably a game.
Today. Yeah. No, it's a series. They also. Oh no, excuse me. I skipped June 8th. All Stranger Things.
Well, yeah.
They dedicated a full day to Stranger Things.
Which also, I'm not gonna lie.
Weirder stuff.
I'm not gonna lie. I might watch the campaign. I might watch.
Is it an interactive campaign?
I think
it's just you're watching that.
I
feel like they're pulling a Critical Role thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they just did a Critical Role thing, but also it's because the person that they got is the she did the one shots for Critical
June 9th. Excuse me. June 9th was Stranger Things.
What was it? When Matt Mercer needed a break, she is the one that did Critical Roles.
Oh, okay.
Like one shots, and she also did like their third I think it was like the third campaign.
You know what I like is I'm watching Dimension 20.
Dimension 20 is fun.
It's funny.
I really do like Critical Role because I feel like Dimension 20 is a lot more comedy.
Yeah.
But I like Roll 20 just because Critical Role just because it has a little more
like a story.
So with games being announced today, June 10th, as of time of recording, they revealed that Cuphead Show Season 2 will be releasing in August. Great, funny show. It is a kid's cartoon, obviously, but I love the Cuphead game. Honestly, I feel like you should try it.
It's 'cause you're
Play it.
Okay.
It's difficult. You'll probably like get really annoyed.
Yeah.
I met someone that couldn't beat the first level.
Which one?
For Cuphead.
Honestly, I get it. Cuphead's a hard game.
I beat it.
I know, but I get that. But I mean, like, it's not a.
I'm not good, and I somehow beat it.
I know you're terrible. But, no, but what I'm
terrible.
I hate you.
You're terrible. But I'm just saying in general, Cuphead it's a hard game. Like, if you're just a casual gamer,
get good. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Get good.
It takes a lot of practice to then be able to get through those missions.
Get wrecked.
Sonic Prime, a new animated series.
Is it on Amazon Prime?
No.
Missed opportunity?
It's not the game. Sonic Frontier. Sonic Frontier is the game. Sonic Prime is the animated series. Dota Dragon's Blood. So the Dota series is coming out on Netflix. Tekken Bloodline, a Tekken anime.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's like Virtual Fighter, right?
What?
You know that game, Virtual Fighter?
Castlevania.
I don't like you right now.
Hey, you want to meet me back there real quick?
Yeah.
Beat some sense. No, stop.
You see him, he's like, yes.
Castlevania gets a new series. Did you watch Castlevania?
You showed me like the first 3 episodes.
God dang it, Rene! Can you watch some? God. Have you watched Castlevania? I need the pen. I need the pen.
But he hasn't answered yet.
Have you watched Castlevania?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you like it?
Yes.
Stop. Can I get the pen?
Okay.
Stop!
What's gone now?
I hate you guys. Castlevania Noctune.
Where'd the cat go?
It's right here.
Oh.
So it's a new Castle. Stop! Damn. Castlevania Nocturne.
Child. God.
Following Richard Belmont.
Yes.
He's the first Belmont, right?
Yes.
From the first game?
Yep.
Guys, what are we excited for?
I don't know, man.
Witcher 3.
You know what? But here's the thing, though. I get why The Witcher isn't coming out. Yeah. It takes 2 to 3 years to make that show.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And it shows on the screen.
Yeah.
Can you check and see if I'm in frame again? Because you moved the table with that little bit.
Yes.
No, I'm not on screen.
I swear to God, you're on screen.
If I'm editing this.
You see his mustard shirt, right?
You just see the mustard shirt. No head. It's just a mustard shirt. No, you're fine. Yeah. No, but what was it? Honestly, The Witcher 3, it's a show that takes a really long time to make.
No, that's true.
I couldn't watch season 2.
I
tried. It's just so
like
it's good, but it's like
yeah, dude, it's a dope season.
I think that there were a little. It was, oh my God. I think it's not the problem that the story was bad. I think it's more that the time between season 1 and season 2 was too long.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah, but the thing is that's the same thing with like when Game of Thrones was coming out.
Yeah.
Because Game of Thrones didn't come out immediately the next year.
It took like a year.
It took like a year, 2 years.
Year and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, to come out because they had to go to locate because this show goes to locations. They have to like make props. They have to do all these other things.
Plus like they had to rush production as well too because like they were
on a deadline.
They were on a deadline, and then like the writers just kind of like gave up in the last season. They're like, because HBO was like, we'll give you,
or
no, it's HBO.
He's talking about Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Yeah, I was confused. He was like,
the writers were just like, we can finish this up in 6 episodes, and HBO was like, oh no, you can do 8. No, we'll do 6. Like, I was like, what the hell?
Looking back, apparently, the
Duffer Brothers.
You're gonna say
no, I was gonna say the Duffer Brothers.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Wiseman and them. They were saying that they were looking more to, we need to finish this up because they were scheduled to do Star Wars.
Yeah.
And they'd already signed a contract.
Mm-hmm.
So they needed to kind of push things along.
But when they said that, then Star Wars was like, oh yeah, we don't want you blaming us for your...
It wasn't that. It wasn't that. I think it was something totally different in everything else, because they did do a really good job.
So you guys aren't excited for anything that was announced for Netflix?
No. So, yeah,
honestly, I'm really excited for how just...
Yeah. See, you're the only one that cowards when I look at you. Nick stands
What do you
up.
mean cowards?
Yeah, you're just like, I'm kidding.
I'm kidding.
Fight me.
I will.
When?
Right now, after this podcast, I'm gonna slap you around.
You would do it right now. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding.
I just want the camera to cut and then come back and Renee's naked. And he's just like, I'm ready to fight. Let's go.
There you go.
You ever seen Ladies Man?
Yeah.
When he's like, oh, that's it. I'm gonna get you in Greco-Roman wrestling. Do you want some baby oil? He's like, no. He's like, are you sure that's like a lavender scent?
So we're gonna hand this topic over to Our Real Addiction, because I feel like they are the ones that are gonna be tackling more of the movies and stuff like that. Do you lie? You do have something you're looking forward to.
What's that?
The Gray Man. Oh, you got caught.
Yeah.
You got caught.
No,
you got caught. No, it's not.
But the thing is that
black it out like a freaking CIA book.
I don't like to get caught.
Well, okay, because here's the thing, though. I'm interested in the Dragon Prince. I'm interested inside of...
Inside of?
I'm interested for...
Oh,
Inside
man.
of the Dragon Prince.
Listen. What I do with my television is not your business, okay?
He's gonna watch Dragon Prince, puts his pants down. Yeah.
Me and my Xbox have a great relationship. All right.
Jesus Christ, dude.
No,
I'm trying to keep this wholesome. You're going like inside of what?
That's not what I meant.
Well, then fit. What do you
I
mean?
said I was looking forward to. I didn't mean inside of. But that's what happened.
That's how you explain it to a
I
legal
fell.
team.
I fell and I landed in my
inside
Xbox.
of what?
I landed in my Xbox. That's it. I'm sorry. It's like the
All
beginning.
right, well, since you're not going to say what you're excited for, I'm excited for Cyberpunk.
I'm excited for
Okay, great. I'm excited for Cyberpunk. No, that Cyberpunk was mine.
Dude, for somebody who doesn't like anime, you picked
It's not anime,
Dude,
dude.
The most
that is the
anime-esque
most
show
anime.
of all
It's
time.
not anime.
Dude, I saw that and I was like, yeah, that's Studio Trigger.
Yeah, it's Studio Trigger. It's great.
Dude, that looks like the episode of Visions where like he cuts an entire starship in
For
half.
those that don't know, they were Studio Trigger was the one that made the Twins episode for Star Wars Visions, which was one of my least favorite ones, but it was the most enjoyable for me. Mm-hmm. This one just looks great.
Which is so weird because you don't like other Studio Trigger properties.
No, what is it? Gurren Lagann?
You don't like Gurren Lagann,
I hate
and you don't like Kill la Kill.
I've never seen Kill la Kill. I've only seen two episodes
seen the
of
images
Gurren Lagann.
of Kill la Kill.
I've seen the
Yeah, in which there's boobs everywhere. I thought you
Look,
would hate
man,
it.
no, I'm in it for the story.
So you do like boobs.
Yeah, I do. I just don't. I'm in it for the story. Okay, and Cyberpunk looks great. It's not an anime.
Dude,
if I'm watching it, it's not an anime.
Dude, anybody who sees that
No.
is like,
Listen.
anime as hell.
It's not an anime.
That's Kill la Kill.
That's great. Okay, I don't care.
I'm just showing you.
I don't care.
What you're in for.
No, I know what I'm in for. I watched the Twins episode. Okay, look.
Just like, how does this make you feel?
It makes me feel like I don't care.
Do you feel strange?
Because I'm not a weeb. No, because I'm not a weeb. Not a weeb.
Does it make you feel things?
No, I'm not a weeb. Cyberpunk probably will, because it's not an anime.
Dude, Cyberpunk, I am so interested because it just says Cyberpunk Edge Runner, and then it just had flashes of images that I was just like,
I hope it's not like the video game and a letdown.
I liked the video game.
The video game was okay, but I played it on release. I have to play it when it's now in its state.
Yeah, we did a whole unboxing video that never happened.
Yeah, that's true.
because for me, I had PC and it ran fine.
Yeah, I bought it for the original Xbox One X.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where my mistake was. Yeah.
So I got it for PC, what it was made for, and I barely had any problems.
Yeah, but it's not that. It's not the performance issues. There were certain quality of life issues that needed to be fixed. Yeah, so that's fine. But I'm excited for Cyberpunk, Edge Runner. There was another one I was excited for. Arcane 2. I haven't finished Arcane. I got to finish Arcane.
Never watched the first one.
Arcane,
I need to watch it, though.
Arcane is a dope show.
Forget the dopeness. It's a really beautiful looking animated show.
The art that they did for it and everything else, the story, the characters, everything. Once again, Riot made great stories for a terrible game. And
pissed off
because
Star
League of
Wars
Legends. When I see the gameplay for League of Legends, it's boring.
Who else is he pissed off? He's pissed off the Star Wars fandom.
Come at me.
He's pissed off the League of Legends fandom.
Come at me, dude. I'll be naked in the Whittier parking lot.
Oiled up and ready.
Yeah,
People are gonna think.
I'll take on any.
So on
challenges.
Apple Podcasts, we have 4 5-star reviews, right?
Dude,
okay.
and they all say, "I want to see Nick."
No.
That's
Okay,
what
we're
they'll
gonna get
say.
1 3-star. That's gonna be like, for some reason, Nick has a massive fetish about approaching people butt naked, trying to fight them.
No. I just said I will fight people naked. That's it.
Nick, I'm gonna give you 1 more minute to say your thoughts because we have to wrap up soon.
Okay. What was I saying?
Okay, good thought. All right, here we go. Go check out Our Real Addictions.
Yeah.
They're going to be talking about Jurassic World Domain and the rest of Netflix
Dominion?
Geeked Week.
Is it Domain or
guys.
Dominion?
Dominion.
Sorry, guys.
For what?
For making them do that.
Jurassic. We didn't make them do it.
No.
They said it.
They chose to go and spend their own money and put in their own time.
That's not our problem. I didn't tell them. I told
wasn't-
them to cover Netflix Geeked Week, and then Adam was like, "We're going to cover Jurassic World Dominion."
They called it, and we called Lightyear.
That's you know what? They chose. Okay, that's
Sorry.
it. Yeah, that's it. Hey, sucks to suck.
Hey, buddy, you made.
That's how the scheduling happened.
Adam, you made some decisions here, and you got to see the bad movie. Also, because I had a brain blast because I got an email.
What?
Because I got an email for an early access screening again.
For what?
Butt Lightyear.
Butt Lightyear?
Butt Lightyear?
For Butt Lightyear,
Okay.
yeah. It's
a whole different other movie.
It's a low... No, actually, it's a low-budget movie, still with Tim Allen.
From infinity to beyond, Spencer.
Go check us out on anywhere you listen to your podcast. If you guys enjoyed this issue, follow us on YouTube. We're at 108 subs. Let's get to 125. I want to get there. You know what? I want to break up to 1,000 by the end of year 3. That's what, or by the end of year 2. Excuse me.
Up to 1,000?
Up to 1,000.
Nah, 500.
Dream big. That's what I'm gonna say.
I
KeepingItWithTheNerds.com.
feel like this is a reverse of last year.
Go check us out. Yeah, I know it is.
It is.
Yeah.
Go check us out. KeepingUpWithTheNerds.com. We've got a timer for when podcasts release. We have all the new videos and podcast information up there. The blog's currently down, but we're gonna pick that up soon. Hopefully, once everything happens.
Don't yell at us.
Don't. Rene will punch you through the screen.
I will.
Or through your earbud.
Maybe.
Other than that, are there any last minute thoughts before we wrap this up? Don't forget to sub. Ring that notification button if you're on YouTube.
Yes.
If you're on Spotify, follow us. If you're on Apple Podcasts, follow us. Leave a 5-star review if you guys like us.
Yeah.
Don't leave anything else. A 5-star only, please. We'd appreciate it.
Send us drawings of what you think Bryan looks like when he stands up.
Why not drawings of you butt naked trying to fight people?
Dude, that too.
No. No.
Send me.
Send that.
Rule
Send
34 of Keeping Up with the
Send
Nerds.
Send it straight
Or
to the
do
email.
one better. Do one of Bryan and Nick naked fighting each other.
No. Jesus Christ, dude.
Email address is
Let's
right.
wrap this show up. Thank you guys for joining
Send
us
the
on
email
this
right
issue. We are so excited to be back and kicking ass in year 2.
You're gonna put the email.
No. Go ahead. Wrap it up, Nick.
This has been Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue 101. My name is Nick Valero.
This is Ryan.
Rene.
Signing off from Undercity Comics. We'll see you all next time.